We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Thursday, March 1st. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, let's start with your weather forecast. Today we're looking at a 100% chance of rain with a high of 62 and a low of 39. Looking ahead at your 3-day outlook, Friday, sunny, high of 59, low of 35. Saturday, sunny again, high of 62, low of 35. And similar on Sunday, sunny with a high of 66 and a low of 46. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. 2 candidates entered the race on Wednesday for Mississippi's United States Senate seat, currently held by Tupelo Republican Roger Wicker. State Representative David Barria of Bay St. Louis, the House Democratic leader, announced Wednesday he is running. Barria made the announcement within hours of State Senator Chris McDaniel. McDaniel held an event at Jones County Junior College in Ellisville to announce he was challenging Wicker in the Republican primary. McDaniel came close to defeating Mississippi's senior U.S. Senator Thad Cochran in the 2014 Republican primary. The party primaries will be in June. The general election is in November. Speculation has persisted that the 80-year-old Cochran will step down this year, requiring a second senatorial election. Completion of the first of 2 planned buildings for Fairpark Towers is still several months away, but the 4-story, 40,000 square foot structure is quickly being filled. Maloney Development Properties owner Colin Maloney said the building is now 68% leased. A big step was taken last week when Bank Plus announced it was putting its headquarters in the first tower. The bank will have its management team occupy the top floor of the building, while a retail banking office will be located on the first floor. Insurance company Ross & Yeager will occupy the second floor, and Century Construction will occupy a portion of the third floor. Maloney hopes to get retailers and restaurants into the tower's project. He said he's not quite ready yet to commit to building the second tower. Fairpark Towers is designed to have a pedestrian plaza and 2 4-story buildings when completed. School officials say a loaded weapon was located Wednesday morning on the campus of Tupelo High School. According to a statement from the Tupelo School District, a student was arrested for possession of a firearm on the THS campus. The Tupelo Police Department took the student into custody at about 11 a.m. and secured the firearm. The campus was then deemed completely safe, and the case is now being handled by Tupelo Police. School officials praised the THS administrators, faculty, security resource officers, and security personnel for swiftly handling the situation. The district statement says it takes the situation very seriously and plans to adhere the fullest extent of disciplinary action. And in sports, the Ole Miss women's basketball team snapped a 13-game losing streak by defeating Florida in the first round of the Southeastern Conference tournament. Medina Muhammad scored 14 points as the Rebels defeated Florida 48-43 in Nashville. Ole Miss is the tournament's 14th seed. The Rebels hadn't won since a 78-75 double overtime victory over Florida on January 7th. Up next, Ole Miss will play 6th-seeded Missouri today. The Tigers are also ranked 14th nationally. Ole Miss trailed 16-11 early in the second quarter before pulling ahead for good with a 21-3 spurt that lasted into the second half. Florida had no baskets and scored just 3 points over a stretch of 8 minutes and 24 seconds. Haley Lorenzen scored 14 points for Florida. Ole Miss's Shelby Gibson had 10 points in just 16 minutes before fouling out. Mississippi State is the top seed in the tournament. The Bulldogs had a double bye and will open play on Friday against either Alabama or Kentucky. That does it for Newsbreak on this Thursday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal to get you news off the page and on the go. The Memo podcast takes a deep dive into a single topic each week to give you a greater understanding of Northeast Mississippi. This week's show tells the story behind Tupelo-based nonprofit 8 Days of Hope. Listen in Apple Podcasts and Google Play or online at memo.tjournal.com. And listen to the Prep Rally podcast for the latest on Northeast Mississippi High School sports with hosts Brad Locke and Dalton Middleton. On Wednesday's episode, they previewed the high school state basketball tournament. Listen in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at preprally.tjournal.com. And each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your daily journal or online at tjournal.com, where you can also catch a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Thursday.